Welcome back to USA News, your go-to source for the biggest stories and breaking updates from across the United States. If you want to stay ahead of the news, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Let's dive straight into today's top story. The Middle East is once again at the center of global attention, but this time, the headlines are focused on a surprising development that could reshape the region's future. In a major diplomatic breakthrough, the United States and Iran have officially signed a 14-point memorandum of understanding aimed at ending months of escalating conflict. President Donald Trump announced the agreement during the G7 summit in France, calling it a significant step toward peace, while also making it clear that this is not yet a final deal. According to the White House, the agreement is already in effect after being signed remotely by President Trump and Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian. The memorandum establishes a 60-day ceasefire and launches negotiations for a more comprehensive long-term agreement focused on Iran's nuclear program and regional security. One of the most significant parts of the deal is the immediate end to military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon. However, questions remain about whether that peace can hold. Israel has continued carrying out limited military strikes in Lebanon, while Tehran has warned that any continued Israeli military presence or attacks could be viewed as a violation of the agreement. At the same time, developments in southern Lebanon highlight how fragile the situation remains. The Israeli military confirmed that one soldier was killed and 7 others were wounded during fighting just before the ceasefire took effect. The conflict has already taken a devastating human toll, with thousands reportedly killed across the region since hostilities intensified earlier this year. Meanwhile, global markets reacted quickly to the announcement. Investors welcomed the possibility of reduced tensions in the Middle East, sending major Asian stock indexes sharply higher. Japan's Nikkei surged to record levels, while South Korean and Taiwanese markets also posted gains. Oil prices, which had soared during the conflict, moved lower as traders anticipated the reopening of critical shipping routes. One of the most closely watched developments is Iran's commitment to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important energy corridors. The waterway handles a significant portion of global oil shipments, and any disruption there has immediate consequences for economies worldwide. Despite the optimism, uncertainty remains. Shipping companies have expressed concerns about security guarantees as Iranian tankers reportedly began crossing the U.S. naval blockade line even before all aspects of the agreement were formally implemented. President Trump also drew attention with comments regarding Iran's missile program. While maintaining a hard line against Iran obtaining nuclear weapons, he suggested that having some conventional ballistic missile capabilities could be acceptable if regional rivals maintain similar arsenals. Another key issue is the agreement's timeline. While the memorandum outlines a 60-day framework for negotiating a broader nuclear deal, Trump later clarified that he does not consider the deadline absolute. However, he also delivered a stark warning, saying the United States could resume military action if negotiations fail and Iran does not comply with its commitments. Public reaction has been mixed. Supporters of the agreement argue that diplomacy offers the best chance to avoid another prolonged conflict in the Middle East and reduce pressure on global energy markets. Critics, however, question whether both sides can truly trust one another after years of tension, sanctions, military confrontations, and the collapse of previous agreements. Many analysts are already comparing this memorandum to the 2015 nuclear agreement known as the JCPOA. The Trump administration insists that this new framework will ultimately provide stronger safeguards and greater accountability, though the final details of any permanent agreement remain uncertain. For now, the world is watching closely. A ceasefire is in place, markets are responding positively, and diplomatic channels are open. But the next 60 days could determine whether this becomes a historic peace breakthrough or simply another temporary pause in one of the world's most complex and dangerous conflicts. What do you think? Is this agreement the beginning of lasting stability in the Middle East, or just a fragile truce waiting to be tested? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the latest global news and breaking developments.